Two different questions for two different scenarios. Ladies, would you, regardless of what you look like, would you go out in public, or even, you don't even have to go to a high-end event, would you go out dressed in a fishing net? Like, would you do that regardless of your shape, regardless of your figure, regardless if you're in your prime? Would you go out dressed like that? And men, here's your other question. I think you know where we're going with this one. Would you allow your significant other to dress like that at all whatsoever? Not for a goddamn moment. Like, I'm a little partial to that crushed velvet suit jacket. It looks all nice and fantastic, but the fact that the girl that you claim is your own is wearing that with a thong on the back, like, bro, yeah, she looks fine, but that's for your eyes only, not for the world's, not for the streets. Like, she's a mom of three to two different guys, but we'll get into that for a second. Ciara is basically naked on Vanity Fair's Oscar Party 2023 red carpet. Yo, man, zero frame on display right here. Wow. I understand. People have their different limits. They will accept completely different things. My opinion on stuff like this, totally irrelevant for a lot of people. But I also know that it's indicative of the way that a lot of people perceive these types of situations. So that's why you tune in. That's why you click this anyways. Ciara left nothing to the imagination on Vanity Fair's Oscar Party 2023 red carpet. She's a singer. He's kind of a washed up NFL quarterback. Why are they at the Oscars? That makes no sense at all whatsoever. Why were they just looking for a cuck and Harry and Meghan were a little busy? Like, what are we doing? But yes, she showed up wearing a totally sheer dumbass halter dress with nothing underneath but a matching G-string. The 37 fucking Christ, showed off all of her goodies in the sparkling look. Yo, man, people talk about how kids will eventually roast their parents or roast their mom for being on OnlyFans. Imagine when their kids go to school and it's like, yo, I remember the talk in the town, what was that, about a decade or two ago, when J-Lo wore that green dress that was cut all the way down to her navel, for Christ's sakes, but it was at least still covering everything up, and her ample ass wasn't out there on display like this abomination. But hey, man, times are changing, and I would argue not for the better, well, at least in the West. I know certain places in the East are still fine, but it ain't no fun because they still modest over there, and they have morals and aren't used up and still need to seek validation because they don't respect their husband. But yeah, all of these other whatever stupid descriptions, and then you got that, pre-diabetic whale off to the side. Oh, Hugh Grant was mean to me. You're just a fucking fat clout chaser. Nobody cares. She also covered up her breasts with nude nipple covers. That's wonderful and fantastic. Just, bro, all you need to do is just peek these pictures right here. How much love is going on? And why are you standing with your feet so close together, you fucking weirdo? Is that the way that she makes you stand up when you pee? Like, they look like brother and sister. Like, he does not look like he wants to be there at all whatsoever. And judging by his performance last year, he probably shouldn't be. He should still be out on the pitch fucking doing some reps, because he can't disappoint like he did. What, 60% completion rating? What are you, a fucking rookie? Jesus Christ. But if you thought I was hard on Russell Wilson, well, actually, we got the Root to thank for this. Now, the Root has become incredibly woke. They're a part of the same parent company, Ziff Davis. Is that who their ownership group is? GO Media. It used to be Ziff Davis. Anyways, yeah, Deadspin, Gizmodo, Jelapink, Jezebel, Kotaku, Quartz, the Root, The Onion, all under the same umbrella. And back in 2015, August 3rd to be precise, 5 reasons why Russell Wilson is the worst kind of sucker-ass, simp-ass sucker. Their words, not mine. Do I agree with them? Anyways, number 1, there's 5 reasons here. He's dating somebody new, and it's actually bringing her name up in interviews and and taking her to events with him, like he's actually happy to be with her and proud of her or something. Who the hell does that besides a sucker-ass, simp-ass sucker? Well, it just also shows that he has no frame and that he's just so happy that, oh my God, this is the most famous, beautiful woman that I've ever been in a relationship with. It definitely should. Would I go as far as to say a sucker-ass, simp-ass? I might be a little bit more eloquent about it. I just might call him a overrated beta Brad, but man, to each their own, I guess. He's dating somebody who's apparently dated other famous men before. Ooh, who's that? Well, we'll get to that. Who cares that famous people usually date other famous people? Yeah, exactly, because you've got this phenomenon. It especially happens with women, not even if they just get, piped down by them or anything like that, but if they experience just a little taste of the high life, that gets imprinted on them. It's called alpha imprint. If you know, and if you don't, I'll explain. Women think, especially when they're at their highest levels of their sexual market value. 2015, so this was 7 years ago. That would have placed Ciara at, 28 at the time. Perfect, wonderful, fantastic. She's at that point in time where she's just trying to throw a Hail Mary, and you know what, hey, our boy Russell Wilson was grabbing his ankles, and it was a perfect fit for the catch. And especially with today's day and age, with social media running amok, and every reasonably attractive girl has the propensity to have a blue check mark, somebody famous, a rapper, an actor, or an athlete, slide into their DMs, offer to fly them out. They're under the impression that their sexual attraction to said individual to fly them out is equivalent to the type of man that they can get on a regular basis. Normally, back in the good old days, which we're never going back to, stop trying to fantasize about and stop trying to bring it back. We're here, so you got to deal with the consequences of that. But anyways, just for clarification for the trad cons that are in the back, those hot girls that were in your town, they would hook up with the guys, they would start a family with the guys who owned the car lot, okay? The guy who's named after the local Chevy dealer. They would get with them. But now, why would you do that? Why would you settle down with Don Wheaton's kid? It's the name of one of the big Chevy dealers in town. When you can go see Bad Bunny when he's doing a stadium tour in Calgary. I don't know if he's been there, and I don't know too many current actors or artists anyways, so. But because of that interaction, women have a tough time coming back to just your average run-of-the-mill guy because they think that, I can get attention from these super famous guys, so what does the average run-of-the-mill guy have to offer me? Because they got that attention once. That satisfied their hypergamous question. They had the opportunity to experience the best that they could get. But also they didn't realize that, that was just for a moment. You were the girl in Edmonton. You were the girl in Austin. You were the girl in Salt Lake City. It is what it is. And you'll be that same girl whenever they come back, but you're not going to be the main chick. But yeah, if you are on that level, when you're somebody that can flew out some girls, like Russell Wilson, because back in 2015, had Seattle won a Super Bowl by then? But yeah, no, he was definitely still the talk of the town at that point in time. Seattle was consistently going to the playoffs, making deep runs. And out of all of the prospects, all of the under the radar prospects, he decided to wife up some community property. Holy, somebody who has already been out on the carousel, a homie hopper? Bruh, what are you doing? We know the names of some of the men that Ciara has been with before. This makes her a hoe. There were the Roots words, not mine. And Russell Wilson, such a simp. His name should be changed to Russell Simpson. We'll get back to point 3 here in a second because it just kind of drives everything home. Actually, the rest of them just kind of build on one another. So we got to circle back to it anyways. He's in a relationship with a single mother, a goddamn single mother. You know how much of a simp-ass, sucker-ass simp you have to be to date a chick who's already been in a committed relationship before, had a child with that person, but decided to end the relationship because of suspected infidelity. Yeah, we'll get into who she expected to be faithful very, very shortly. If you already know, you know, because it's just absolutely asinine and ridiculous. But hey, man, she belongs to the streets for a reason. And then had the audacity to move on and date somebody else. And to add insult to injury, this is a regular old black... Fair enough. Regular old black chick. Not a Kardashian or Rita Ora or even... one of those exotic black chicks, like the ones from Cape Verde or Alaska. Or there's black chicks in Alaska? Pause. Okay, interesting. Like there's some black people that moved up in on and around that time to Grand Prairie in that area. But yeah, they are, it's a rare delicacy, if you will. But some regular ass, sexy, talented, rich and famous black chick from freaking Texas. Yeah, man, that's just, that's run of the mill shit. And what's the point of dating a single mom who's regular ass black chick from Texas if you ain't boning? Yo, oh fuck, I forgot about this. Oh my god, right, yeah. because before they got married, and Russell Wilson, oh my fucking god, this triggers so many hilarious memories, because I wasn't even on this time back in the cut, and I already knew it's like, oh, she's got a kid, and you guys want to be celibate until marriage. Like, is anybody gonna tell him? Fuck, I forgot all about this. Because if you know anything about single moms, they ain't virgins. Yeah, exactly. And if they ain't virgins and you ain't fucking, then what's the point of that adult relationship? Man, the root used to be so fucking based. You might as well be a virgin too. A lame ass, simp ass, a virgin ass, sucker ass, lame. Yo! He appears to enjoy. Number 5. This is the final one, but I think he's already dead at this point in time. Just cue up the Ralph Wiggum meme. Stop, he's already dead. He enjoys spending time with a young son of his new girlfriend. Oh, who cares that he might actually care about the damn kid? And you can't really ask for a better role model than a black baby boy than a clean-cut millionaire superstar athlete that actually seems to respect and give a damn about his mom. Yeah, that's the problem, man. That's another reason. If there aren't enough reasons to stay away and use single mothers as recreational use only, it's the fact that, okay, yeah, she's a good person. You guys, you know, hook up, get into a long-term relationship or anything like that. You know, you take on, and then you're just, there's a silent expectation that you're going to provide and take care of this kid as well. If that relationship just ever ends, you have no rights to that kid, regardless of how many hours you spent tutoring him, all of the different backpacks, all of the different clothes that you spent, and you know, you just raised and molded him. That relationship's over. He's not yours. You're gone. All of those years thrown down the drain. You have no say in that kid's life afterwards. Now, obviously, they're still, I guess, in some sort of a relationship, and he's taken the kid on and has become the primary, even though the biological father is still involved in the relationship to some form or fashion, and she's still very much thinking about that father, which is just such a horrible relationship to be in. The fact that, you know, somebody of significant prominence and likely to be overshadowing, and a very big reason that Russell Wilson sucked so bad in Denver, and if he has 2 back-to-back failures of a season, you best believe the racier get-ups going out in public are going to become far more frequent. Peak what Gisele Bundchen did to Tom Brady. But yes, it's a danger, you know, getting into an LTR with a single mother, because yeah, the kid might be great and he might need that strong masculine role model, but when she says it's done, she's ruining not just that relationship, because women overwhelmingly initiate breakups, so we know it's going to be her at the end of the day. That kid's going to be left out in the cold, and you're just going to have more than one severed relationship. Anyways, someone lock this dude in a room and have him watch How to Be a Player. Just listen to Black Phillip. How about that? Like 7 times with no breaks, even to pee or eat something. He needs to make What Would Bill Bellamy Do his personal edict. WWBBD. Sounds vaguely sexual at the end. Well, yeah, you could ask what Bill Bellamy would do, but you could also ask what would his future's wife do at the same time? And baby daddy do at the same time. I already kind of spoiled the surprise, because Ciara is one of the baby mamas of one of the most trifling rappers of all time. Of all time. Future? Are you kidding me? You wife up a baby mama of Future, one of the biggest rappers out in the game right now. Are you fucking stupid? You stupid. Ciara reflects on the aftermath of her breakup from Future. This was at the end of 2022, close to the end, or at least at the point in time when Russell Wilson knew that his disastrous first season in Denver was going to be a fucking wrap. She decides to opine about a former relationship with her baby daddy. That's not a good sign. And you signed up for this, you fucking idiot, bro. After parting ways from Future, Ciara found the greatest love is self-love. She's married. She's married, by the way. Self-love is best love. Fucking oof. The Goodies singer. That's her song? Like, I don't know a Ciara song. I think she sung... Didn't she do the theme for Final Fantasy 13? Like, that's a big red flag in and of itself. God, that fucking game sucks. I know it's a meme at this point in time, the Final Fantasy, the Final Hallway 13. No, that game sucks. So many dicks. God damn. I played all 3 of those abominations, and fuck, I can't remember the story. It's so complicated. Anyways, but yeah, that should have been another red flag. It's like, wow, you were one of the first celebrity endorsements of a Final Fantasy game, and it was 13. Jesus. Anyways, but yes, on what she learned from her 2014 breakup from Future. I can tell you one thing that the community at large learned: she belonged to the streets. The headline-making split, which came amid rumors that the rapper had cheated. Future cheated? What? No. On you? Girl, tell me more. Led Ciara to look onward. I told myself, I've got to figure out how to navigate the next chapter of my life, so that I just decided, well, fuck, I'm just tired of all of these alpha males. I just need to get a good beta Brad provider. Oh, wait, Russell Wilson's available. All of these things I was aspiring to have at the time. Even thinking about love, I was like, it's gonna happen when it's supposed to. But Ciara, who has been married to NFL player Russell Wilson since 2016, explained in order to move on, she had to look inward as well. Because she was still thinking about an N-word. I can't love anybody to the best of my ability if I'm not loving on myself. That's weird. I can't be the best mom if I'm not loving on myself. No, she repeated it, so that wasn't a misspeak. So I put more focus on me, taking care of me. It was the best thing I could have ever done. So that you get married, then it's all about you. But you got a kid by this dude that you're still thinking about in vivid detail years later. All right. Ciara and Future first met while working together in 2012. Okay. After Future dropped a remix of Ciara's Sorry. The following year, Ciara opened up about their relationship in an April 2013 interview with Khadijah Show in Philadelphia's Hot 107.9, noting, he's an amazing guy. Yep. The pair got engaged in that year in October with the 1-2 singer announcing... I think I've heard of that song. I don't know if I've actually heard it, though. In 2014, when she was expecting their first child, Future Jr. Yeah, I knew that. Oh my God, you got little Future running around. Well, Russell Wilson has him running around his little house. Oh, adorable little Future, who was born in May of 2014. However, just 3 months later, allegations of Future's infidelity broke. What? No. Oh my God, she cheated on her. Come on. But here's what I want you to do. Okay, this is at looks like to be a fairly formal event as well, you know. She is at least modest, pre-30 years old, but I guess that's not something that, you know, carries through because Future wouldn't put up with that horse shit. But then you just compare and contrast that. Who's the one that's leaning in? I'm just wondering who's the one who's framing us towards the camera. Who's the one who looks like they love the other one a little bit more? Who's the one that's a little bit more engaged in the relationship? Who's the one, even in this still right here, that looks like she couldn't even be bothered to be with that guy who has the softest pair of eyes? But yes, back to the infidelity that was happening. Ciara reportedly called it off with Future right away. But then she just realized that, oh yeah, no, actually, you know, they don't exactly grow futures on trees, so, but sought to work it out a few months later. Yeah, after it was clear that the game was over in December 2014, he's like, listen, if you wanted to make a spectacle out of this, you know, you can come back on the rotation, but you're never going to be the main chick. Yes, when Ciara was getting her matching tattoo with Future removed. Oh, that's so sad. And even more clear in 2015 when she was spotted holding hands with now husband Russell. Do we have to go back? Do we have to show his very, very, very soft eyes just one more time? Yeah, exactly. I bet you he gives great snuggles. Flash forward to now, and Ciara and Russell have welcomed a daughter, Sienna, 5, and son, Win, 2. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Sienna sounds like Ciara. That makes sense. She's not exactly very, you know, creative with her naming conventions. Win, her husband's quarterback. I just had to check that Future's real name wasn't like Winston or something like that, because I would have died laughing. Laughing? There's no such thing as laughing. Anyways, however, in the years since the split with Ciara, Future has shared his thoughts about the ex-Center NFL quarterback husband in 2018 interview with Beats One. I read that just passing by as Beta One, which would have been hilarious. He said he do exactly what you tell him to do. He's not being a man in that position. In response, Ciara and Russell took to social media with a photo of all their children sharing a kiss with the caption, "All that matters is love." Yeah, Future can see right through that horseshit, which, you know, hey man, does that picture do much to dispel? Interesting. Eventually, Future cleared the air by noting that the interview was just a few days later with the Dirty Boy show. "I have nothing against him, and I'm happy for him." Yeah, exactly, because he sent her back to the streets, and the cleanup crew came through, and, well, now she's somebody else's headache. Gentlemen, don't find yourself in that situation. Don't be wifing up these single mothers. You just use them for whatever you want them to. Because there's always, unless, like, you can make up this miracle situation, this unicorn one-off event where, oh, he was a decent dude, and then he just, you know, went off to war, and then he ended up getting shot. But there's also a bunch of other things that you can piece out from that. It's like, okay, why would you want to marry a guy who's enlisted, that would be going out for long periods of time? What were you doing in the aftermath of that? There's always other things that you can just kind of parse out from that. Long story short, if she was claimed by somebody else beforehand, the best hope for that kid and the best hope for her is to just go back to the guy that knocked her up to begin with, because either there's going to be a gigantic shadow cast over your relationship, or if that guy ain't shit to begin with, she's somebody who fucks ain't shit guys, and guess what? She chose you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.